Hello everybody, I'm MMFQ Death, and this is kind of a different video from something I'd normally do where it would be a speed art or, I don't know, really anything of this kind. So I decided for my new website that I would design a professional template for thumbnails. Now, unlike the Minecraft template that I gave a while back for thumbnails where it was free, this one will not be, and I'll kind of explain a little bit more about that as I go through the different features of the template. So this template took me about 10 hours today to create, roughly. And you'll see why in a moment. A lot of pointless clicking, a lot of fiddling with this or that, and then I had to do a bunch of stuff with the file size limitations on my website to make sure that I could upload it so that if you do buy it, then it's immediately purchased and it just gives you a download link and it'll, yeah, I don't know, just makes it easier for everybody. Okay. First things first is you have the instructions that you can toggle on and off right here. You just hit the little I and it turns it on and off. Which obviously if you're using the template for yourself, you probably want to get rid of that unless you forget stuff and you want to keep it there. In the text folder, you see this pro template that's kind of like, looks like it's burned into the background. All that is the template text here. You can go ahead and just get rid of those. Or again, you can toggle them off if you want to keep them and you want to like keep the template in its full glory and then just edit it and save it as a different file each time. But that's up to you. Your name here, that's going to be the logo and name section right up here. You can resize that by, like you would in any Photoshop document, just hitting Control T on your keyboard, and that lets you free transform. If you hold down Shift and Alt at the same time, if you're on a Windows keyboard, then you can like resize it from the center. I believe on Mac, I'm not even going to pretend to know what that is, but yeah, I'm sure you know what I mean if you're using a Mac. Then you can go ahead and get rid of that. So that's going to be your logo and name. If you have a logo, then you could just move the logo, and if you hit Control and the semicolon button, then it'll bring up these guides, which just basically it's 50% in the center. It just shows you where dead center on the vertical and horizontal axis is. So you can turn those back off. And yeah, you just put your logo there. Now another thing is you have this top banner box. So the top banner is what the logo and name section sits on. So I've included 4 different varieties of this. The first one is the one that you see, and you can toggle these on and off again by hitting the little eyeball. The next one is number 2. Now number 2 is customizable in its color. Again, you can also see that you can make the logo a lot bigger or a lot longer if you have a longer name. This one's probably the one you want to go to. Plus, you know, you can change color. So you can see here, this one is named change color. The way you're going to do that is double tap the FX, double click it, go to gradient overlay. Or if you just want a solid color, you can always go color overlay, but I personally think gradients look better. Now, you might want to save this gradient because you guys won't have my gradient pack, but I could choose whatever gradient I want. Like, let's say, I don't know, I wanted it to be pink and purple, or whatever color this is, and you can see it automatically applies the gradient. That one actually looks pretty cool. I might have to use that in mine from now on. Well, something of this sort, I'll just redesign one. But yeah, so that's how you go ahead and do that. And then you would hit OK, obviously, to save it. The next one is the third option down. And this one's really basic. It's just basically like a metallic box here that you can put. And yeah, your logo would be here. Again, you can do a longer one in this one than the very first one. So these are more for... I wanted to add something for everybody. So if one of them isn't for you, that's fine. I had to make this so that it's, you know, accustomed to everyone that might use it. Then number 4, this one. Again, you can do a longer one if your name is smaller, or you can have this big space right here to do your name. This one has an outer glow, so if you want to, you can double click the FX symbol here and go to outer glow and then change the color. Unless you know what you're doing, I wouldn't recommend changing the blend mode. Opacity will just make it like the shine a little duller, which isn't bad. Default is 75. Go ahead and turn that off, and we'll go ahead and turn number 1 back on so I remember how this started at. The platform banner. Now, this I figured definitely needed explaining because of the way I had to phrase it. I didn't really know. I didn't want to say like console banner because I would kind of be biased towards the Android, iOS, and Steam, which takes up, you know, 3/5 of the options here. Anyway, I don't know why both of these are toggled on. That's weird. Anyway, so the Xbox One banner is obviously Xbox One. You're going to want to leave these in the order they are, by the way, for the most part. I'll explain a little bit more about that later. So if you're playing an Xbox game, and this is going to be an Xbox One thumbnail, then I leave that on. Again, you could just turn these all off by hitting the platform banner I right there if you don't want them. But, you know, if you do, they're here for your options. There's also PlayStation 4, Steam, iOS, and Android. All of these were custom made by me. So that, yeah, that's just another thing that I did, you know, for you guys, for the people, guys. Then we have layer styles. Now, this might be my favorite thing that I did here. I'm honestly really happy with how this turned out. So you tap this, and it brings up this thing here. Now, you get a little preview of what each different layer style will look like when applied to, let's say, a font or, I don't know, anything. Now, I was gonna number them, but I figured since I'm gonna do a video explaining how to use this, I would just tell you. This one here is 1. This one here is 64. These segments are 16 long, which means this is 1, this is 16, this is 17, this is 32, and so on and so forth until 64 at the very last one. I've also numbered the layer styles so you can find which one you're looking for. You just pick out whichever one you like, figure out what number it is, and then go down here, find it. Let's say number 14 is one you like. Right click, copy layer style, and then go ahead and close this. We'll leave that open for now. Then we'll open up our text, and I'm going to turn on the template text, or template. And you guys don't have to do any of this, but I'm going to adjust the opacity so it's full again. And then I'm going to paste the layer style onto here. And you can see the text changes to match number 14, which looks like it was this one, which makes sense because 16, 15, 14. So that's how you go ahead and manage those. That's basically all it is for layer styles. There's 64 in total that I did. Some are from graphics effects packs that I had, but regardless, it was a bunch of trying to figure out exactly how to do them and get this all here. And oh god, just so much work. Like, I'm telling you. But you guys will never need to find a layer style for the most part. I mean, unless you're extremely picky, there's a lot to choose from. Then I also have a pack of flares in here. And by pack, I mean, like, I want to say it's over 150 different flares. So yeah, you definitely don't have a shortage of those either. To turn on a flare, all you have to do is just click whichever one you want. So like this one, and it'll turn on. I thought I had these set to the right setting, but I guess it must have reset. Okay guys, we're back. Sorry, I had to do a quick jump cut there. Anyway, so in the flares category, what you're going to want to do is, by default, I forgot to do this setting when I uploaded the pack, and it took forever to compress, so I'm not going to do it again. But just click on the flares folder and set it to linear dodge add right here. Basically what that'll do is anything within the flares folder will stay with the linear dodge add mark, and basically what will happen there is that if you click one of these things, like this, then you can see that the flare doesn't have a black background, where if I change this to normal, then it would. So, yeah, that's basically all that's for. And that's pretty much all that there is for flares. Obviously, you can move them around with Control T to move them. Now, this is probably another one of my favorite things that I made, which is the partnership networks. So I decided to only choose 4, and you'll see why. Machinima, MakerGen, Yaush, and TGN. Those are the 4 biggest networks on YouTube without full screen. But full screen doesn't allow non-partners to get its logos and stuff, so there was no real way that I could do it. Anyway, so Machinima, within here, you have a small emblem, which is right there, a sticker, which is right there, the solid M logo, the flat, or the full Machinima logo in its full HD glory, and then the flat logo. So you have all of those to choose from if you are a Machinima partner, and if you don't have those for whatever reason. If you're like me and you're a MakerGen partner, I included some stuff in here for us too. Small logo. And by small, I mean it is the small style of the logo, like it's just the Maker and then GN. Oops. Then you have the full logo here, which is the MakerGen text with the MakerGen small logo. And then you can't actually see this, but there's a network banner. Let me go ahead and disable this top banner for now so that I can show in case you guys like network banners. And you can move these to be on top if you need, but I just wanted them to be in the partnership networks, and I didn't really want these to be on the topmost layer, so yeah, they're going to stay where they are. So that's your network banner. Let me go ahead and disable the text as well, just so you can see it in all its glory. So basically, it's custom-made MakerGen network partner banner. And yeah, that's really it for that. So that's all for MakerGen as well. Then we have Yaush. So Yaush is another big YouTube network, and they have a ton of stuff. I'm not going to go through everything because they have the most of all of them, and God, did this folder, it's like the bane of my existence. It took forever to set up. So you have the logo outline, the standard logo, the stamp, the miniature logo. Then you have the Alliance folder, and I'm only going to show you a couple of these. So each one basically follows this pattern. It has the stamp, which this is the Yaush Network Alliance Director, and then it has the logo, which is Yaush Alliance in this case. And God, did this take forever. I can't even stress how long it took. Then you have network banners. Now these go by the name. They're all banners, so these go by the name of what you are. So if you're a GFX partner, it's right there. If you're just a standard partner, that's your banner there. Staff, I don't know why the staff would need this, but whatever. Alliance, there you go. Graphics, this is the older one. Yeah. Then main, sports, reloaded, the alternate to reloaded, and remixed. And then again, you have all of their other miniature networks in here, including the For the Cause special that they did with the Gaming for the Cause logo. And yeah, that's pretty much it for them. Unless I was going to go through everything, which I'm not. That's, God, just so much stuff. TGN was really nice in the fact that all of their logos I was able to get fairly easily. So you have the logo vertical, the logo outline vertical, and then same with horizontal. Then you have a watermark and a watermark in the center. Corner branding, which I set to be in a position so that if you have the bar on the bottom for whatever console you're on, then this will not interfere with that. It won't be like cut off. It'll be right on top, which is good. Then you have the old logo for TGN. By the way, all of those black logos that you're seeing that don't match colors, that's so that you can colorize them with whatever you want, so that you don't have to worry about cutting out color. Just so you know. Now the next is social networks. I only included a few. I didn't go all out with like Google+, Instagram, all that stuff. I mean, more than likely you already have those social networking icons anyway. And a lot of people don't really have that anyway, so I figured, yet I had an iTunes one handy, so I just threw that on there. iTunes, standard logo. YouTube, I mean, I think you can pretty much guess what's coming here. You got YouTube that way, and then YouTube up and down. You have the Skype logo, Twitter logos, Twitch logos, Facebook logos, you know, whole 9 yards. Social network icons, you've seen them 100,000 times. And then texture overlays, there aren't a massive amount of these because there were originally, but I had to get rid of a lot of them. There's still a lot. I mean, there's still probably like at least 100 or so, but I had to get rid of a lot of them because of the 300 megabyte file limit. This PSD, I'll tell you the size of it here in a minute. I want to say it's like 490 megabytes or so. But compressed, it's like just under 300. It's like 296, so it just barely beat the limit. And then you put your background in here. And that's really all of it. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot when I'm explaining it, but I'm telling you, this took so long to set up. I'm also going to put a link in the purchase section on my website so that you guys can go download my free font pack, which has all of my fonts, which I think will definitely help you out a lot with this banner, or with this thumbnail template. But the selling point for it really is that this is the one thumbnail template that you will have to buy. You won't have to worry about buying thumbnails from people. You won't have to worry about designing thumbnails for people. You won't have to worry about your style looking different no matter what you're playing, because you can keep it all the same with this one purchase. Buy it one time and you're set with thumbnails for life. Never have to worry about it again. Also, the thing is whenever you buy this, if I ever update it in the future with more stuff, you'll get the updates for free, because I do keep a log of all orders sent. So if you buy it, then any updates come out in the future, you will get it for free. Don't have to worry about it. Anyways, as always, I'm MMFQ Death. Links for the website and the shop entry for it will be in the description below, so make sure to go down there and check those out if you guys are interested. And as always, it's MMFQ Death. You guys could check out the links down this place. One of them takes you to Twitter, another one takes you to subscribe to me, order GFX, which looks pretty snazzy, might I say. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you all for watching.